I'm going to tell a million stories, and maybe one will hit home, and you'll be like, wow, that happened to me. And it's not about me. Well, it is. You know, television is a very, very crazy beast. I learned so much at Tyra. This is real emotion. This is something that I experienced.
I want the world to see what I have always seen, and that is the love that you have for just being yourself.
I love this person who knows who he is, who can make people laugh.
I think the script I gave you was a little bit different, but I'll take that.
Okay. Sorry.
I'm drinking at work because it's my show. I drink on my show.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Do It Like Danny. Today is Thursday, and we're so happy you came back to finish this episode. But let's not waste any more time and continue where we left off. Or coke, or work in construction, or work for the county. It's different now.
I would agree with you ish to it. I think I'm kind of like I'm on the fence there. So I think that a good YouTube star is someone that has had a lot of life experience. Yeah. I mean, if you're looking at these young kids and they're getting their money and you've heard the stories, they're making millions and then they blow it.
Oh, they blow it.
Yeah. And it's gone. Yeah. They didn't learn anything.
Yeah.
Whereas, you have the older ones that have kind of like be sustainable. I think that right now for shows on, YouTube, I think it's extremely saturated. And I think we're trying to find our voice. We're trying to figure it out, right? Should we try to go viral? Should we and I think so far, slow and steady wins the race. Yeah. I think that we've kind of been gradually growing, and it's great because some people agree and some people don't, and that's okay. Yeah. That's what life's all about. I don't want to sit here and be like, oh, this is my views, and you should
follow it like a cult.
You should follow it like a cult. No, and that's not what I want. I mean,
I think they should.
Come
Cult.
to Montecito.
But it's the truth. I mean, everybody is trying to figure out how to survive, and it's just different now. Yeah. It's not like how our parents grew up, where you had to go to college or not go to college. I mean, I remember my dad told me that before you could get training at your school for like welding or wood shopping and things like that, so you didn't have to graduate high school. You could just get a skill, and there you were. Yeah. Now it's not like that anymore.
But you do need a skill.
Yeah.
So listen, television producer, no offense, it's been wonderful and great, but it's a dime a dozen.
Yeah.
You are a dime a dozen. If you're a hairdresser, or you're a nail tech, or you're someone that has a skill. A mechanic, a plumber. Yep. Yes, it's a shit job, no pun intended. Yep. But you're always gonna need a plumber. Yes. We haven't built a better toilet. Yeah. We haven't built a better sewage system. Yeah. So you're going to need that. But because of these kids nowadays, and I say these kids, they don't want to work. Yeah. They want to go on YouTube, and they want to put their BS that they're putting on there because they think that that's what's going to make them money. But at the end of the day, you get older. Yeah. You get older, and at some point, you lose those looks. I hate to be that person.
Never.
Beauty doesn't last. Stupid stays forever.
Well, that, and you also change. Your personal things that you want, they change. Maybe you want a family. Maybe you want to do this. Maybe you want to move. Maybe you no longer want to be this. You wake up one day and be like, I've been doing YouTube for like 20 years. I'm good. I don't know how Mr. Beast does it, but he's doing it, and it's like, it's got to be tiring.
He was smart because, he took, I think, a page out of Ellen's book. I mean, in the beginning, Ellen and Oprah, or I'm sorry, I would even go back even further to Oprah's book. I mean, at the end of the day, people have a love-hate obsession with giveaways. Yeah. Because they love to see normal, everyday people get things and survive, thrive, right? Yeah. And on the other end of it, too, there's a hint of jealousy. Because they also want to be a part of that giveaway. So then they seek that out. So in a weird way, it gives them hope, right? And if Oprah says, well, if you, become a better person and you smile to 10 people, that's that energy and the law of attraction. So then it spreads this word, and people are like, right? Everyone's smiling. You're like, what the f- is this person smiling at me? Like, what? Energy is contagious. Am I guilty of spreading negativity? Absolutely. But let me tell you, I can turn people around also too. Yeah. So I get that part of it. I think Mr. Beast does a great job because look, no offense, Mr. Beast, if you ever watch this, which he won't, but still, no offense, he's not an enigmatic character. He's not his charisma is not there. He's not this big show host person. He just comes out, he says, jump over X, Y, and Z, and you can win $1 million. Yeah. Right? Oh. It's so easy to attain. Who wouldn't want to do that?
Yeah.
Something that you know that your skill level is not, it's not Jeopardy. You know, we all think, oh God, I could go on Jeopardy. That's just fucking hard.
Oh, yeah.
That's very hard.
You have to pass like tests before you can even get on that.
Listen, God bless you if you can do that because I watch Jeopardy and I'm like, I know the answers. It was like burp, excuse me. I watch Jeopardy and I'm like, oh my God, I know the answer to that, right? But I couldn't imagine being in that situation. In front of the camera, you're listening, you hear it, and it's just like, you know. So, I mean, kudos to those people, because that's fucking hard.
Oh, yeah.
To be on any game show is hard. But Mr. B's, like, again, like, not to knock him down a peg, but he doesn't really, there's not a lot going on there. Like, I would never watch him in a talk show.
Yeah, well, because he's not a traditional-looking guy. Nobody, I'm not being me, but nobody is looking at that particular male and going, that's who we want on TV. Correct. That's why he strives on YouTube, because he's not the average looking dude. He's an everyday person that everybody can be like, oh, I can do that. I can mimic that, and I want to do that. And that's why YouTube is kind of like where it is, because everybody has that idea.
I put out in the universe, I would love to have a studio audience, and I would love to do giveaways also too, because I was good at that.
Yeah.
But that's you know, maybe coming up soon.
Yeah.
So Wheel of Fortune is really my speed. So.
Big money, big money, big money, huh?
No whammies, no whammies.
Name an event. Angelo.
Wheel of Fortune. Well, you know, now Wheel of Fortune is done with Ryan Seacrest.
Yes.
And Vanna is still there, I believe, right?
Love Vanna.
God bless her. I think she uses like a walker, but it's fine. Good for her.
What? I let her borrow mine. Borrow.
Her titty falls out.
Poor Vanna.
we started with the show with that. Now we're circling back.
I've had a little too many. My
Poor
bad.
Vanna. Poor Vanna. Oh my God.
Did you ever go to her ex-husband's restaurant, Santo Pietro?
No.
So he used to have a restaurant right there near Big Five on Ventura Place.
Oh, right there. Okay.
By Radford.
Yeah, by the
Yep,
studios.
at the City National One Bank, City Bank One, or whatever.
Yeah, across the street.
Okay.
Yep. Anyway, we just got off.
How long ago was that?
75.
Oh God damn it! I knew it. I
87.
I fell for his time trap.
You
fell for the
reference
time trap.
Sally Field all the
I
time.
fell for the. Everyone knows who Sally Field is.
My Flying
I'm
Nun.
just saying.
Oh, God.
Oh, it's so good. Duped you again.
Brian, our haircut guy, gave me an idea for you, and I think we
For a
should try
haircut?
this out.
Oh.
No, not for a haircut. Well, you should go to him for a haircut. But Brian said that Angelo, there's something there, right? I was like, okay.
Oh.
At
Not
this
what he
point, we'll-
wanted to hear. He did not want to hear that.
At this point, we'll take any ideas for Angelo.
Yeah.
If the Jameson isn't working, we're not getting
God.
sponsors
Yeah.
there.
If you have ideas for Angelo, please call us at 1-800. What does Angelo
Actually,
do?
we should make that a contest. If anybody can come up with a good idea for Angelo that works, I will pay you $100
Comment
right now.
on our YouTube. Comment
Yes.
on our YouTube.
Yes.
I'm the only
rules
one.
and regulations apply. Vote were prohibited. Not available in the Caribbean islands or the Puerto Rico or Trinidad and Tobago. Thank you. Okay. So now that we said all that, we got to make sure we got the guidelines out too. You don't want,
Read the fine print.
Yeah, there's
people.
some fine print there. So Brian, because I always say, Angelo brings up these things from long ago, right? Like the voice of God. You're like, who's that? And he's like, long ago, right? So I was telling Brian, I said, he brings up like, I go about like Dynasty.
Yeah.
I go, that was the real reality TV show. It was a, scripted television show. And I'm telling him about how they used to have these like on-camera fights with like Crystal and the Carringtons, and then the two ladies would get into a fight, right? But then you'd see like the energy change because it was stunt women, and the wigs wouldn't move all of a sudden, and all of a sudden they were very agile, and they were like, "What's going? Wait a minute, right?" But back then you were like, "Oh my God, hair!" Right? And he said, "That's great. What we should do is we should see if we can get those clips, and we should have Angelo introduce the clips to teach the old gays, the new young gays, what true catfighting is. Because nowadays they think just because they're on RuPaul's Drag Race, that's not they learned it from somewhere.
Yeah.
And they learned it from Falcons Crest,
Yeah.
Dynasty, Dallas.
Not Lisa Vanderpump on
Thank
Sir.
you. Thank you. No, you're totally right.
Yeah.
That's where, and then it was passed on and passed on. So people always wonder, where do we get our cattiness from? Honey, did you ever watch Falcon Crest? Did you
Yeah.
ever watch Dallas?
So Louis, I have a new idea for a new show.
Oh.
We're hitting the road. Bye, Danielle. I knew this day would come. I just didn't think it would be today.
And there's the drama you wanted. Way to go.
The drama. Now throw my drink at him. Wait, there's nothing here because I drank it all.
I'm
Let me have your drink, Louis.
Slow motion.
You'll never catch me. I'm running. I'm running. You will never catch me, ever.
Oh my God.
So did your mom have a good birthday?
I hope she
Circling
did.
back.
I mean, I think she wanted to party, but
Part.
I mean, who? I don't
Your
know that many
mom
people
partied?
her.
Oh.
I'm just kidding. No. These are out of the
Don't
she did
believe that.
Did your mom have a great time for her birthday? Good
I
time?
hope that she had a great time. I mean, I tried the best that I possibly could. So, going back to that story, how it all culminated together. I drove down to San Diego. I took my sister and my niece with me because we were all going to be together.
Cindy.
Cynthia,
Emma.
correct, and Emma. And so we went down there to Rachel's house, and when I got there, I was like, I haven't been together with my sisters in a long time.
About a year, right?
Together.
Together.
Your last birthday.
Yeah.
When we went to the wedding.
No.
wedding?
When was the Art's
Art's
wedding?
wedding was 2 years ago.
Okay, well, that was when I was with Rachel and Cindy together.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Wasn't Cindy at your birthday last year at Gina's?
Yes. Oh, was Rachel there too? Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I was gonna say, wait a minute.
Trying to be
Yeah, but I mean,
dramatic.
not in that kind of a sense, but like
no,
us
of course.
together in
Yeah.
like where we could go out
More
and do
intimate.
something.
Yeah.
More intimate, yes. And so I asked my mom, I said, will you take care of, my niece, Emma? And she said, yeah, sure. And so we went out. So it's great because my sister's husband, Chris, he's hilarious. He's so funny. He works on iHeartRadio.
Yeah.
So he's on with Gina Latina, our cousin, also too. And so they took me to this tiki bar called the Luau, right? And it was in I don't know the areas of San Diego, but it's called the Luau.
I'll look it up.
And it was a lot of fun. It was so cute. It was like it was perfect. And you know what I really loved about this place? So we sat down. We ordered our drinks. Number one, the drinks are strong.
Your favorite, right?
They are strong. But you know what? They're not like a normal tiki bar. They were not sweet.
Huh.
And I don't mean that in a negative way. I mean that in a like, wow, I actually enjoyed my cocktail. And we only had two. That's all you need, right? And of course, so on the way down driving, Cindy kept peppering me and she kept saying, do you want to do karaoke? Do you want to do karaoke? So my sister Cynthia absolutely
Loves
1,000,000% loves karaoke.
She must be part Asian because she loves karaoke.
She loves it. So it gets better. So we have like our precursor cocktails at the tiki bar because I was hungry. Shocker. And so across the street was this Mexican restaurant called Penelope's. And so I had a Frogger across the street, right? And I'm getting food. And I was like, they charged me $3.90 to use my credit card.
Oh wow. Now
Yeah.
do you get that reimbursed?
Unless I call Newsome.
Because I always get mine reimbursed when I take it out. That's why I was curious if you get yours.
How do you get it reimbursed?
It's just what my bank does. Anytime I take out money from like a foreign ATM that isn't theirs, I get my money back. Yeah.
Well, no, they charge. Oh, they charged me. I don't know. I should look into that and
Yeah.
see. So I was like, wow. She didn't tell me. It
They
doesn't say
never
it
do.
anywhere.
Yeah, they never.
But I
do.
thought that was a lot. I mean,
Yeah.
$70 for fucking Mexican food. I mean, shit, I could have fed a party of 15.
Yeah, you would have definitely done it for like 50.
But it was pretty good. It wasn't terrible. And so we had it, and we actually I was able to even have it the next day also too. But, we had our little food, and then, of course, Cindy wanted to go karaoke. So, of course, we go to the place where we went
Oh, okay.
for Art's wedding. And so right away we go in, and we sit down, and it was freezing in there. I mean, when I tell you it was freezing, it was fucking cold.
It's cold, huh?
Were your nipples hard?
They were beyond. They were like beyond Elsa.
Poking out.
I ripped my shirt.
I'm sorry. We started the show with that.
No, totally. You're
I
not
feel like
wrong.
we're going full circle.
I ripped my shirt. Right? I was on the glass window, writing my request.
Madonna tour all over again.
Seriously, like Jean-Paul Gaultier. So it's so funny because we're sitting there, right, and trying to figure out songs of what we're gonna sing. And I have my one go-to of Bonnie Raitt's "I Can't Make You Love Me," and right. And then we sang the Lady Gaga song, Shallow. That threw my voice out completely. Shocker. And I never need a microphone when I sing karaoke. Just
definitely
so you know.
not.
I project for everybody in the entire building. So I look over my sister, and she's in her phone, and she's doing this. And I'm like, what are you doing? She actually created her go-to karaoke list.
Oh, my God. So she knows it on hand, huh?
She knows. She is serious about her karaoke.
Wow.
Or karaoke.
Yeah.
If Darnella here, she'd be like, karaoke.
That's
Oh,
so
Hannah.
funny.
But, hi, Darnella. But yeah, so I was like, oh my gosh, she's fucking serious about this. So we sang for about 2 hours.
2 hours?
Oh, yeah.
Holy shit.
I had no voice. We all had no voice the next day. But it
bar
was funny
was
because
cleared.
when we first sat down, he brought this big boat of fruit in. I was like, is this for us? Like, do they remember us? Like, what's happening here?
No, he saw the show on YouTube.
Oh, probably, right? Oh, my God. So this was part of course, my mom's birthday weekend. And so the plan was we were going to karaoke, go home, go to sleep, and then the next morning, my mom wanted to go to the Del Mar Fair, which I'd never been to before. And so
What is
Chris, that's in Del Mar.
Yeah,
No,
it's
but
San
is it
Diego.
like a swap meet?
No,
No,
it's
it's a
actually
fair.
an actual fair with like carnival rides.
Food and all that stuff.
Okay.
But of course, listen, it was super hot. Luckily,
Yeah.
in the morning, up until maybe 1 or 2, we were good. But then after 2 o'clock, that marine layer burned off.
Oh, yeah.
And it was hot. And even though we were literally right next to the coast with the breeze, it was still. It was so hot. I was dying.
Did you happen to try Chicken Charlie's?
Yes.
Was it good?
It was good. So it's so funny that you say that because Chicken Charlie's, Chris knows him.
Yes,
And
'cause
I have
it's
a
on the
photo
show.
with him.
Yeah.
To remind me, I took a photo with Chicken Charlie. So Chicken Charlie is responsible for these kiosks. They're huge. And I say kiosk, I don't even do it justice. These huge, like, kiosks, 85 of them put together. And he sells, Rachel and I split a deep fried pickle
Aye.
that was wrapped in bacon.
Mm.
Yes, my little heart was like, right?
To get lodged in your neck.
Oh
or
my
what?
God, I like get tweezers to pull out the cholesterol.
God.
Then we had a shrimp platter, and it was shrimp and fries. That was delicious.
Oh, wow.
Then it was for all of us. We all split it. He was so kind. He gave us the food for free.
Oh, wow.
Oh, nice.
And he even brought us a little something on the side,
That's
which
good.
you're not supposed to, but he did. Thank you, Chicken
That's good. That's good.
And so they made, which we should make for a party. It was half of a pineapple,
Yep.
cored out, right? Then they put rice, teriyaki chicken,
Mm-hmm.
and then chunks
Oh.
of pineapple on top of it. And it was this big, huge luau looking thing, right?
Oh, that
was
sounds
it?
delicious.
Look, I've been following
Is it
Chicken
burp?
Charlie's. Excuse me. I've been following Chicken Charlie's for like 2-3 years, and it's always in San Diego. I never go down there enough to actually visit the fair. But I saw Chris knows the guy because he works for the radio station, so they go down there, do promotions and all that stuff. Then I was there on Instagram when they opened their brick and mortar. So that was kind of cool, but I've never had a chance to try it. So for you to actually say it was good, like I gotta try this place.
It was really good. I mean, there were other things to be had. They had funnel cake. I mean, there's everything there. But
everything.
of course,
Anything you can
also,
think of that's
too,
fried.
It is deep fried.
Yeah, anything.
And let me tell you, like, I don't really eat like that. Shockingly enough, even though I weighed 9,000 pounds, it's a tumor. I don't really eat like that. And there was a lot of fried stuff.
Yeah.
A lot of fried stuff. A lot of high fructose corn sugar. I was like so thirsty, and I'm like, oh my God, watermelon juice. I was like so excited, right? When I took a sip, I was like, oh, there was so much sugar that I literally went back twice to refill with ice and water, and it still didn't take out the sugar.
Oh, wow.
There was a lot of
To
sugar.
dilute it, yeah.
Yeah, it was like diabetes central.
Yeah.
Kool-Aid
If you
in
didn't
the
have it,
70s.
you will definitely have it after going to the fair. But yeah, he did so many great things, and he's a really nice man.
Yeah,
was
he seems
so
cool.
nice. He was very kind. It was so great to Chris. And then Chris's co-host was there too, Frankie. From the radio. And it was nice. It was actually really nice. It was hot. Then we finished. We went back to the house. And I had to drive back that night.
Oh, wow. So you must have been tired.
So that's, the heat sucks it out of me.
Yeah. Oh,
Plus the fat that you got in the neck just putting you out when you're trying to drive.
Cholesterol. I told you with tweezers I was there trying to unclog my
tired.
carotid arteries. Oh, yeah. And so I took like a little nap, but then I was like, I need to go now. Either I go now, because if I go in the early morning, I'm going to be even more tired. At least I'm kind of up now. I'm kind of like,
Mentally prepared for it.
Yeah, so I drove home. I got home about 12:30. I didn't go down till almost 2 by the time I showered and went to bed, right? But I had to be up to get my client at 8:45.
How'd you do it?
Well, I did. I took a quick nap, and I woke up, and I went. So again, now adding more to that, like, my exhaustion.
Yeah.
It wasn't about drinking. It was more about just I was tired. So that Monday, my mom was supposed to drive with my sister back, and we were supposed to go to sushi. So I had made reservations, and we went to Sushi Yuzu, which back in the day was like my favorite sushi restaurant. I don't know if you've ever been there.
No.
It's on
Where's that at?
Riverside. It's on Riverside. They have 2 locations. One is Sushi Yuzu. The other one is Kobosu, if I remember correctly. And they're very close. You know where the Trader Joe's is on Riverside?
Yeah.
It's like right in that
Hazelton,
area.
yep.
And I used to go like every week when I worked at the show. And so we went back again, and it wasn't very busy, which I was kind of surprised because back in the day, like people were lining up at 5 o'clock in the afternoon for a 5:30 open. And the food was okay. I mean, they really increased the prices quite a bit. The rolls, I mean, they've doubled in price. So your normal rolls that were like $10.50 a piece are now $22.50.
That's why.
And I'm like, that's a lot.
It's too much, yeah.
For a roll that when it came to the table, the lemon roll, which is delicious. The lemon roll is like, a seasoned tuna, and it's wrapped in sushi, but then they take a very thin slice of actual lemon.
Oh.
And to replicate a lemon seed, they put pine nut.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
So it was great, but when it came to the table, it started to fall apart.
Oh,
and I'm
that's
thinking,
bad.
if it's $23, your sushi shouldn't be falling apart.
No,
And
not at
listen,
all.
it tasted good, but
Presentation.
But people have said
Presentation.
prices have gone up, but the quality has gone down.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
listen, like I said, I've gone there so many times. I don't want to talk shit because I probably will still go there again, but it was really, really good. But since we're on the subject of food and all that stuff, what I will say is it was nice, obviously, to like be there with my mom and celebrate her birthday and all that stuff, because then that night we had to go home. I came home. I slept on the couch because they were in my bedroom, and my mom, my niece, and my sister all slept in my bed. It's that big of a bed, boys.
At your own risk.
Yes.
At your own risk.
Oh, I Lysoled everything. It was clean. And I'm running around doing that too. I was doing laundry. Like, you're
Maybe
you're
this
busy.
is why you're sick.
Yes, correct. And you're right. It wasn't about alcohol in this instance. It was
Yeah.
I just never rested.
Too much.
Yeah.
So the next morning I had to be up early because it was Universal Studios Day. And my wonderful friend, Anitra's sister, Amber, got us front of line passes.
Amber Heard?
Oh, wait. You love Amber Heard. Yeah, Amber. And so that had to all be coordinated. There's a lot of things that were going on. I had to go get my client, and then I went to Universal. Meanwhile, I was making tomatoes and garlic and basil mixture with Rice Krispies and packaging them all up, So it was very, very busy. And it's so funny because, we went to Universal. And I will say this. So have you been to Universal lately at all?
It's been a few years.
So bless you. So Universal has this really cool thing right now where they're celebrating their 60th anniversary, right? So there's like nods to the 60th anniversary all over the place. However, on the tram tour, I don't know how many times you've gone, but back in the day, because remember, Universal will always be close to my heart because I always wanted to be
A tram
a
tour
tram
guide.
tour guide, right?
Yep.
Check out season 1.
And speaking of which, Louis' cousin was there.
Oh.
It doesn't look like
Louis
me.
has a twinsy.
Oh,
so
nuts.
I'm going to show you this
God.
photo. Take a look at this photo, and then you can write it and say if that looks like Louis or not. But I think it looks like Lou.
It doesn't.
Personally, he was very like,
Oh, what was he high or what?
as a guy. His hair was very important to him. He was like,
Hey, man, I was just born with this hair.
yeah,
I can't help
but he
that.
was just like you, very like flipping it around. But he was actually a really good tour guide. Enjoyed him. He definitely, the knowledge that he presented was funny. It wasn't boring, and he wasn't trying too hard,
Got
right?
it.
it
So he was
good.
a share, which I'm not.
Yeah, he was really good. And so on the tram tour, you stop, and you get to go and take photos by the Psycho House.
Mm-hmm.
They put the shark from Jaws up.
Oh, wow.
The Fast and the Furious cars were there. Back to the Future cars were there. You could take a picture with King Kong's arm, and it was all free.
Nice.
All you needed was just your own phone or camera, and they had staff there taking the photos.
Oh, that's cool.
Which to me, I thought, it's, Disneyland, they suck every nickel out of your body.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And I will say this, I'm actually more apt now to get a Universal pass than I would get a Disney pass at this point.
I kind of agree with that, but I agree with it in a different way. I agree with you that probably I won't get a Disney pass until they figure out when rides are going to stay open and not close down during the summertime, which is the biggest time you want to go. There's like 5 or 6 rides down currently right now. Yeah. What are you paying for?
Exactly.
It's crazy. And it's some of their biggest rides, like Haunted Mansion and Space Mountain.
Well, I think people are getting hip because I will say this, and as of today, right now, as we film this show, their Halloween thing is not sold out.
It did actually. I saw that
online.
It
did sell out.
It sold out. Sold out yesterday.
Oh, okay, but that's so it's been open. It opened. What's today's date?
Today is the 7th.
Oh shit! It's been open for 2 weeks,
and it usually sells out
for Halloween.
A couple
for
days.
Halloween in a couple of days. They always sell out in like 1 or maybe even the.
I would say the
days.
first week or to a couple of days. Yeah.
Okay.
But it's been over 2 weeks for them to sell out, which that's a first.
Yeah.
That's never happened. That just goes to show you people want to spend their money elsewhere.
Yeah.
And Universal, I appreciate that Universal did not try to, for lack of a better word, rape me of my money. And I am more willing to give Universal more of my money because I felt like, wow, as a consumer, as someone that wanted to go to the park, you didn't try to take advantage of me.
Yeah.
And I appreciate that.
I would just want Universal to go back to some of their more practical effects, like the E.T. ride. I loved that ride.
Oh, yeah.
I really miss the Back to the Future ride. Yeah, okay, sure, you want to upgrade it to make it like more feasible for kids today, and they made it into The Simpsons. I hate that ride. I think it's terrible. I think a lot of their 3D stuff is terrible. However, you go down to the Mummy ride. I love that ride because it's an actual roller coaster. It's something fun. But they did that to Jurassic Park too. It had all these animatronics. Those are gone. Now it's all 3D and digital. I personally think that robs the experience of the imagination. When you have something that's physical that you can see moving, that's the real part that I love as a kid. And now everything is just digital and it sucks.
Well, they're also building the Fast and Furious roller coaster.
Now
so that looks really cool, right? I like that. I missed the backdraft stage.
Yes.
I missed that, right? It became Transformers.
Yeah. Everything that was something physical, like a show. The shows don't exist. And I mean, Six Flags used to have a Batman show. That doesn't even exist. I don't even know if that thing is there because I haven't been to Six Flags in years. But, all these things that as kids we grew up with that were live action, things that would explode. I think the only thing that they have there is the Waterworld. And that used to be Miami Vice. That was a cool show to watch.
I'm still doing my Lincoln show on Main Street at Disney.
I like that show too. It's pretty good.
So, are we allowed to speak about Disneyland in your time last?
Oh yeah, you should bring it up.
Okay, yeah. Well, here we go. I'm bringing it up. So, as I'm watching in the middle of my facelift procedure, my time off. I don't know. I feel like I missed something in the last couple of weeks. Did anything happen?
2 weeks. Yeah, you were gone for 2 weeks.
Did you guys do shows? I don't know.
We did some shows.
Oh, you did? Oh, okay, yeah.
Your comments weren't there.
I thought my comments aren't there. So, Daniel, I was shocked to learn that your time this year around at Disneyland was not as bombastic,
yeah,
exciting and fun and mushroom-filled as the last time.
As the year before.
Shrooms, yeah.
Yeah.
So what do you think happened? Because I have a theory for that, but I want to hear your thoughts.
I think it was a different group of people. I think last year there was only like 5 of us. There were more of us this year. And I think when you have more people, you have to cater to more personalities. Not that they're high maintenance, but I feel like everybody was like, whatever Danny wants to do. What are we doing next? What are we doing next? And I didn't want to plan it.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't want to keep going. And like last year, it just worked better because it was like, oh, let's go here. Great, let's go. Let's go
Wasn't there
dance.
only a handful of you last year, though,
Yeah,
too?
it was myself, Tiffany,
and 2 other friends, right?
Emma, who is
5.
Yeah, there's 5 of us.
No, your niece Emma.
No, not my
Emma.
7. No, Emma, Christopher's wife.
Yeah.
And then her nurse friend. What was his name? Oh fuck, Mikey. Yeah, we're on Instagram. And yeah, that was us. And then Jonah was there because Jonah got separated from Rue because
okay.
Rue was pushing his partner in an actual wheelchair, which is very tiring.
Oh, wow.
This year they rented the
So
Yeah, the
just
scooter.
left him somewhere in the wheelchair.
they had their thing going, right?
Yeah.
So it wasn't like I was responsible for everybody. So this year I was like, oh, we should all be together.
Yeah.
Well, you thought it was going to work. And,
Yeah,
you
and
know,
it didn't
okay, look, it worked. It just didn't have the same appeal as last year.
But I have a theory about that. So one year, this is many years ago, Austin and I and a group of friends, we went to Gay Pride. We had the best time. Everything was just wonderful. We danced our asses off. We drank. We had a great time. Austin wants to do it again the next year, right? He's like, oh my God, we had so much fun the Gay Pride. We want to go. And I'm like, dude, that is lightning in a bottle. We are not going to duplicate that moment next year. You just can't. And so that's what I was thinking when you were relaying the story on one of the episodes that I think I saw, although I wasn't on it.
He only watches the ones he's on.
Here we go.
I think
Darnella
Darnella
too.
and I were having lunch. But,
Darnella, too.
but that was my concern for you because you can't. It's a time and place and the moment and the people that are involved that created that a year ago.
Yeah.
So to try to go and duplicate that, it's almost near impossible.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of pressure on you to create that.
Yeah. And I tried to create it, and I felt bad for Lou because it was his first time, and I wanted it to be amazing and fun and great, right? But it just didn't work out that way because, like, the year before, it just seemed so much gayer. Like, I don't know, could that possibly be an even
Where you say
thing?
there was more straights this year?
I don't know.
Is it officially a gay night? Because somebody asked me.
Yeah,
that.
it's official.
Is, yeah,
Oh, it
it's
is.
officially
Okay.
because they charge you for it.
Oh,
Of course,
And
they're
it
smart.
was
being gay?
And
Yeah.
it was what? How many days? 3 or 4 this
It
year?
was
or two?
two. They do it a Tuesday and a Thursday, but Tuesday, all like the influencers go, and like Newsom was there.
You know, I
And-
noticed this year because I watched some of the Disney influencers. I didn't
You're
mean
not
to interrupt
gay.
You. I'm not gay. You're right. But I didn't see a lot of coverage this year about it.
Oh.
From the big ones that I watch, I was interested in that because I was like, wow, we're like the only ones who actually put up a vlog. They didn't do it this year. It was
It
kind of
was.
interesting.
I will
interesting.
say it was very demure this year, including all of the displays.
Yes.
And so that's another reason why I kind of felt like, ooh, Disney, don't bite the hand that feeds you. Don't bite the hand that feeds you. There was a lot of, it was very minimal.
Yeah,
And
very
the
minimal.
year before, it was like, it was in the hotel. It was everywhere. You're like, oh, I'm going to get back. I want to get this, I want to get that. Not this year.
Yeah.
Maybe they bait and
Interesting.
switched you because they did that last year and people think, oh, they're going to do it again. And it wasn't.
And it was not. So I'm kind of like, listen, I mean, people have been telling me for years, why give your money to Disney? Because it's a shit show, and it's you know, they're becoming so woke, and it's too much. I want fantasy. I want fiction. I don't want to watch real life stuff.
Yeah.
You know,
Just
I don't
go
want
to
to
Pornhub.
see, right?
Hey, we live in California. You can still watch it.
Yeah, you know, but going kind of to compare the two, you're right. So Disney has lost their fantasy and fiction,
Yeah.
and Universal has lost the art of storytelling.
Oh.
And so what I mean by that is, you know, going back to the Backdraft is because that showed you how they told the story.
Yes.
It gave you the behind the scenes of special effects. Now we're just getting special effects. So the question becomes, is that what we become as a society? Are we so lazy that we don't care to know how the sausage is made?
Yeah.
Or do we just want sausage?
Yeah.
Angelo?
Let me ask you a question. Did you feel a little pressure because I actually brought a camera too? And I was filming and I was trying to get, because I wanted to do something different, and I've been talking about this. I just wanted to get more of like a close up to what, like how it's like to be around him and when he's with friends and things like that. So did you feel like, oh God, I have to be on, or?
That's a really good question. I think we should probably answer that on our next episode. So with all that being said, have a wonderful evening, whatever the fuck you're doing. Remember to like, follow, subscribe, copy, print, fax, whatever you can do. Help us out. We love you, and have a great night. And always remember to do it like Danny.